Rolanda to his music this week. We were talking about him and you know, the manifestations that have happened and then what's going on. So yeah.
So
no, he didn't.
Yeah, so what Ashton didn't see is that one, because that one went to his emailing team, his email group. So that's
so
why
the email that I got is Ashton's
flyer,
not
the one that's on the site, right?
Oh, okay, okay. So
I guess if you're not part of the site, then introduce me to wait. Oh, okay.
Here she go. Here she late. She late. The song you were listening to last night. Anyway, because she's about to get us sidetracked. So
I know, right? Yeah, so it's just a bunch of singing. He has like 4 concert dates coming up. One is really huge. So just trying to be supportive and
that's half the work. That's half the work.
Yeah, I be trying to sing the songs. Can you tell me? I be giving suggestions. Can you sing this one? Hey, you should sing this one. I'm so
anyway, just, be that carry. Look, let me tell you what I did. Just carry the bags, help navigate some stuff, but let the professionals do what they do.
Speaking of what's going on in my life, my brother called and was like, can you officiate my wedding? And this was like a couple, maybe about a month and a half ago. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll officiate your wedding. I was like, it ain't happening. He called me today, was like, you didn't send me the address. I can send it to you for you guys to get on the list. I'm like, if I'm the officiator, why I got to send an RSVP? He was like, I didn't know that's what they do. So I was like, so Tony, what do you want me to wear?
Tony, okay. I'm like, which brother? Okay.
Well, listen. So Tony was like, I was like, so what do you want me to wear? He was like, what do y'all wear?
Oh gosh.
I'm like, what do you want me to do after the wedding? He's like, well, what do y'all do? And I'm like, dude, you need to talk to your wife and find out what y'all want me to do. And he says,
go on, finish it. I was
so yes, I do guide people, right? I do, but there's no contract. So what do you want me to do, homie? Because you see, you get me.
I get you. What I find absolutely interesting, and I had a consultation a couple of weeks ago, and one of the reoccurring questions that I, as an officiant, get is, well, do you want to stay for the reception, right? And so I'm like, well, if you invite me, I'll stay. I said, and so people get real weird when the preacher is there for the party, right? So, in the past, it depends. Like sometimes I'll stay, sometimes I won't stay.
Most of the times you do not stay.
Yeah, most of the time I don't.
Because you and I had a conversation about this. I always stay.
Yeah,
I feel like the work that has been put in, we're about to party. Plus, I believe it's good to change the look on, what preachers, pastors, reverends, like that stereotype and, how you should be this way only. So I like to cut a floor and remind them that just because I wear a collar don't mean I can't dance.
So you're right. But yeah. And I book 2 and 3 ceremonies a day. So especially in the height of wedding season. So
it is wedding season and I've already got 2. Which is interesting. I need to talk to you about one of them.
Okay. So glad you had a good week. I sent you a video this week of Braden climbing up the stairs.
It was really, really, I was so happy. I was like, oh, look at him. Yeah, those are the amazing moments, right?
I know, Ashton. I'm sorry. You'll get it. Yeah, he didn't get it. And as soon as I was about to say something, I'm like, dang it. I was supposed to send it to Ashton. So he's climbing up the stairs. And I sent you one of him dancing as well. So
yeah, well, he danced just like you.
Our little guys are getting big.
It is my hope that you're not there showing them how to dance.
Absolutely, I am. Absolutely, I am.
Oh, Joy, if you listening to this, Joy, I'm asking God right now to just fall fresh upon you to give the rhythm to the children. Because we know who don't have no, I should say you do have rhythm. It's not on the 2, it's on the 1.
Well, listen, it's somewhere.
There's no, listen, there says that the key is to jam into our own internal rhythm. So what's going on, Ken from North Carolina? Oh, we got John from Atlanta and Rolanda from Philadelphia. Do you even live in Philadelphia, Rolanda? I can't remember. Or outside Philadelphia?
She doesn't. She upgraded. She in the six now. She want to rep from she like from Philly, but no, she not.
You're not from the 215, sis. Oh.
she is from the 215, but she live out by the airport.
What's going on in the world this week? What's up?
So Rachel Levine was confirmed by the Senate to be the Assistant Health Secretary. She is the first openly transgender federal officer confirmed by the Senate. So it like some stuff is going good in government, but yeah. So that's huge, right? That's huge. What else? What's going? John, what's going on in your state?
John, I'm gonna need you to get them government officials together. So sometime this week, Governor Kemp signed SB 202 into law within like passing in terms of consolidating power and authority over the election. So this is something that's going to make it's going to be harder to request an absentee ballot, harder to cast an absentee ballot, harder to return an absentee ballot. So just those three things will just irritate me right there. Like, because all those people that are not in the state of that they're from, it's going to be harder to extend voting hours. It's going to be harder to support voters in the line, which I think is ridiculous, and harder to cast a provisional ballot. So all of these difference that thing changes that after this last election that the lawmakers in Atlanta or Georgia period is trying to move through. So that's what's going on. Like that's what's happening in Atlanta.
They mad. They mad.
They upset. Well, I mean, considering like, it's been a long time. I don't know if that state has ever been blue before, right?
Yeah, or it's been a very long time since it has been. Well, so also what happened is the LGBTQ Pride lifeguard tower burned down, and officials are saying there was an act of hate. And so this tower is located in Long Beach, California, and it burned down Tuesday. That lifeguard tower was painted the rainbow colors in June 2020 to honor the 50th anniversary of the first Pride March in New York. And the department says that the cause of the fire is still under investigation, but the mayor said there's little doubt that so they're saying little doubt it was an act of hate, but contrary, several city leaders believe that it was intentional. So,
well, it is my hope that Long Beach rally together and build a bigger one, bigger one that is able to be seen from miles over across the beach, as a reflection of our people and the struggle and the fight, to be seen and to be present. So yeah, come on, Long Beach, rally together. Johnson's going to give a donation to help support that effort.
Here you go. What is going on in the movement?
Well, Unity Fellowship Church in New York City is having a movie and chat every fourth Saturday via Zoom. March is actually tomorrow. It starts at 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So check that out. For more information, check their Facebook page out. Unity Fellowship Church, New York City, NYC. And they'll give you New York Fellowship of Christ Church, New York City. See, that's what that says, right? So I didn't realize that so there we have it. So check them. He's so disrespectful. Check them out. Right. I got you, Ashton. Yeah, you're right, bro. I guess I just didn't know that was there.
Along with that, the same church, whatever they're called in Robinson's language, Unity Fellowship Church, Unity Fellowship Christ Church, New York City. They also, on the fourth and fifth Sundays, are having Tea Talk at 6 p.m. And they're streaming that live from their Facebook page, which is UFCN YC. That is a mouthful, dude.
That is. It's Unity Fellowship of Christ Church, New York City. Yeah, I messed that all up. Also, we have an mid-year, which is, I'm so looking forward to this. It's going to be amazing. Check out our sites for more information that's coming up. It's April 30th through the 2nd of May. So it'll be live. It'll be virtual. Some events that's going to check it out. Johnson and I, Refuel, will be hosting the life event Saturday night, May 1st. So please come and join us, and let's celebrate and just, let's just worship together. It'll be awesome. Are you dancing? What's that conga in your head? What is that?
That's my life dance. That's my Unity Fellowship virtual mid-year.
You know, you look like Jamie Washington doing that. I'm not hating at all. I'm not hating, but I don't understand why when I see you dance like that, I automatically think of him. I'm not quite sure why. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out.
Speaking of the Reverend Dr. Jamie Washington, right?
Right.
Wish I had some dramatic music.
Right?
Our pastor, Reverend Dr. Jamie Washington, and I know you're in the chat, Pastor. If you could just let us know how many honorary or doctorate degrees you have now. But this week he posted that he has received or is receiving an honorary doctorate degree from Wheaton College. Pastor, congratulations to you. Man, we love you so much. We're so proud of you. We're proud with you. We just appreciate you, man. And the world appreciates you. And so we are so glad that you choose Unity Fellowship Church Baltimore as your home and us as your flock to continue to lead and guide us. So congratulations, Pastor. It
is an honor to sit under the leadership of Dr. Reverend Jamie Washington. So I'm excited about that. And we celebrate you, Pastor. That was awesome.
Yeah. So he right. A gazillion. Like the degrees. I
was going to try to name off his degrees, but I can't remember one of them. So I'm not going to say. I was like, I know what they are. And I was like, oh, wait. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. It's probably two handfuls. Like I gotta start using my toes.
Not your toes. Hey everyone. Also, we will be doing. Hey, listen. This next Friday, we all know is Good Friday. It's Good Friday, and so Unity Fellowship Church Movement presents a progressive last 7 sayings of Jesus the Christ. It will be aired live at 12 p.m. So please check all of our church's websites, Facebooks, and social media platforms. It'll be on our YouTube channel. It'll be on Refuel. It'll be on the Game Changers. It'll be on Baltimore. It'll be on New York. It'll be everywhere that we have a presence at. So please, by all means, just stop on by and take a look at as our senior leadership present to you the last sayings of Jesus the Christ.
Amen. I'm excited. So that's it's going to be 12 p.m. Eastern time?
Yes. That's a good question.
Okay.
Yeah. It will be 12. Why are you always making me laugh? Yes, it'll be 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
All right.
Last year
you're there. Make sure you're there.
Difficulty, so we didn't get started to 12:30, but this year we're going to be on fire. We're going to be on point.
Excited about it, right?
We're excited about it too.
And to our very own, like this, let me tell you, the folks that are part of our team are crushing it. And congratulations to our production manager, Ashton, on receiving FEMA's Administrative Award for Diversity Management and Inclusion with his FEMA Pride LGBTQIA Employee Research Group. So absolutely amazing, bro. Amazing. And he shared with me, the work that he's doing. And I actually told him I was starting the same type of resource group, and he created our logo. So for my company, and my company accepted it. And so, shouts out to you, Ashton. Thank you so much.
What an inspiration and example, bro.
Absolutely.
Good. Congratulations. And and so are we here next week?
So In paying attention to self-care and body, we will be not hosting a live refuel next week. We're preparing to support our senior leadership for Good Friday service. And so we will not be live next week, but we are gearing up for the my good old Baptist days, right? The resurrection weekend. And so we're gonna rest next week and spend some time with family and just take a moment. So we will air something next week, but we won't be greeting you live. So thank you so much for all of your support. Take a break with us and then meet us back here on April 9th.
Yeah. Absolutely. We're going to pick one that's a great one for you all to recap. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. Also, for those that had texted me and emailed me about the weather, it's all well here. It's actually 72 degrees out with the sun shining, even though tomorrow will be nothing but pouring down rain again. So tornadoes did hit. So you're praying for the people in Birmingham that were impacted by the tornado, as well as outside of in Georgia as well. So yeah, we send the prayers up for that. This weather here, listen, I'm a city boy to it's like to the core, and this rain system here is like this is like tractor trailers being turned over up in the sky and just water just pounding on the earth. So I don't know why this weather seems a lot different.
You moved there? You need to come home. Is that what you say? You're selling your house? Oh,
unfortunately, I don't think I'm ever gonna come home.
Yeah. Finish your story. Okay, finish your story.
I can't with her. So thank you for all those that have texted me and checked on me and hit me up on Facebook. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what's the meme?
Oh Lord. Let me get my coffee together now. Doctor said cut out drinking. So we want to I just want everyone to know that this is Johnson's daily kind of entertainment. So
listen, shout out to Off the Wagon, Trinice. I know you're watching. Listen, Sean, you need to order some of her stuff. That watermelon prime. Listen, if you order,
what are you talking about?
Listen, Trinice, Off the Wagon, Trinice. We talked about it during Black Businesses.
Oh, that's right. I haven't gotten any though.
Yeah, listen, I had to beg and borrow to get some, but good on it. Yeah, so my doctor told me I need to cut out drinking, and that's the result.
I hear your pastor saying that he's gonna need me to stop saying that I'm not coming back up north. I get it, but it ain't happening. No, I'm joking. I don't know. Who knows? We never know, right? What's next, Ashton? Me ignoring the car next to me after almost crashing. How many of y'all out there do that?
How many of y'all out there do that? Y'all know. All right, what's next?
After accidentally saying "love you" to my boss, that is so weird.
I've done it. Like, you're just so accustomed to
it. I don't know nothing about that. No, nobody don't do that but you.
Listen, I do it all the time. Like, I'll be on the phone with my coach, be like, okay, love you, bye. Like,
oh my goodness.
That's me.
What's next? I find that to be offensive. I'm over 45, and that's not the way it looks.
I knew it was gonna be. It's on that borderline. It's on that borderline.
You're so insensitive.
I could.
Oh God.
What's next?
My phone with someone side somebody call me. You know what? I can't with you. I can't. Is that a little person? I mean, I don't know if that's an adult or if that's a child. I can't. Next, Ashton, keep it moving. Hey, hashtag the Revs are in. I'm just trying to say.
The Revs are in. Oh, thank you, Ashton.
We hope that you laughed just as hard as we did, because they've seen this before and they're still cracking up. I haven't seen it, so it's always funny to me.
Oh man.
How long did it take you to pick those 5 out?
So I had more than that, but that's what I was able to get it down to.
Thank you, Ashton, for ensuring and editing her behind.
But yeah, so no, I start, I start saving them as I see them, and then I have to weed out the offensive stuff, and I just send those to Ashton. So Ashton and I have our own private chat outside of Sean, because Sean doesn't find everything that we find funny, and he makes fun of us. And so all of my little TikTok stuff that I find between Rolanda and Ashton is what I send over to them. I send Sean some stuff, but only the stuff that I know that he will laugh at and not judge me.
I can't.
So, what's good to watch, bro?
What's good to watch? So this has actually been a really interesting week, not because of work, but also because of all the shows that are on. So I want to start off with number 5. As we know that, what is the prince name?
Harry.
Harry. Prince Harry and his new wife, Meghan, were on Oprah. So The Crown has now become increasingly a hot movie to watch in these last couple of weeks. So I have that to be at number 5. So please go check that out. It was actually a really good show, good movie. It's a mini series. It has tons of seasons. I think like 3 seasons. So check that. Yes, The Resident is good too. Absolutely. It didn't make the list though, Pastor. So I did want you to know that I did watch the first episode of Snowfall. So I'll be able to maybe put that on the list next time we see each other or when we go live. Number 4 is The Last Blockbuster. So this is about a documentary on the Blockbuster era where everybody was swarming these stores for videos, and it talks about how Blockbusters went out of business and why there's only like 1 or 2 in the area. So it's if you were a Blockbusters, if you couldn't wait on that Thursday or that Friday night to go to the store, and you were one of the ones like call in the store and wanted to say, hey, leave it on the side, you need to check that out. Number 3 is DC Titans. This is for my fans that are out there for DC and Marvel. Check out the Titans. It's definitely good, and I think it talks more about what has happened in the Justice League. So that's another talk. So that's actually leading to number 2, the Justice League. Listen, I had this on the list as number 1 last week, but it got knocked off number 1. Justice League. I watched it again for the second time. There are a lot of questions in there that I have. So if you are a fan of the Justice League, then we're going to have to get a little side group going on so we can have some conversation. There's a lot of things that is implied in that movie and what's coming up in the future. So we got to check it out. And you got to get in touch with the Flash, okay? Number 1, I want everyone to just take heed to this. I need everyone this weekend to watch Genius Aretha, okay? If you have not seen the show, so this one is not the movie that they're going to premiere in the next couple of months with Jennifer Hudson. This is the one that's on Hulu. And apparently it was filmed in 2017. I don't know. I have to do some more research on it. And the family was trying to boycott it or has asked people to boycott it. But here, Refuel, we still watch it. It was actually really, really good. I can see why. Perhaps they might not have wanted all the information to get out. So I'm interested to see what the other one looks like. This one was really good. The music was amazing. The acting was really good. And it really showed some sides of her life that we never knew about or would have never known about. So definitely check that out. Did you see it, Johnson?
So I didn't see it, but Joy talked about it, and I think I'll check it out.
It's really good. I think, in fact, you will love it because there was a lot of songs in there that I didn't know. So,
if you didn't know them, I won't know.
Very old songs. No, I mean they're your traditional songs, your praise and worship songs, and some of the other songs.
Gospel songs. Okay.
Keith Blackman, what's up, man? What's going on, Keith? He says the family wanted money for it, which is why they tried to boycott it. It was actually a really good. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm not naming that it is. However, you got to check it out. It's just absolutely amazing. Lot going on.
Cool. So yeah, definitely check all of those out. The Crown, I actually started watching that. I almost gave up on episode 2, but I'm now in season 2, episode 2. So it does get better after those 2 episodes. And check out.
It's actually really good.
The Last Blockbuster, Titans, Justin League, and then Genius Aretha.
So hold on. And our homeboy Ashton has just started watching Game of Thrones. Y'all all know that I'm a Game of Thronian, so like that will always be top number one. So he is just now entering into the Game of Thrones. So if you have not watched that too, check that out. If you want something to do this weekend, I don't know what the weather is like there and where you at, but hey, those are some good movies and some good shows that you might want to check out.
Listen, don't sit in front of the TV this weekend. It's supposed to be beautiful outside up here.
Not here. Not here.
That rain down there. It rained yesterday, so you keep all that rain down there with you. So, Refuel family, tonight March 31st is Transgender Day of Visibility, and so we could not let the month of March, Women's Herstory Month, in without having our sisters on the screen. And so tonight we want to talk to a powerhouse, a leader in our community. Mya Power is a transgender woman of color that was born and raised in Washington, D.C. area. She's married with 2 biological children. She also has a genetic identical twin brother. Mya works in corporate America full-time, and she is the founder and executive director of a New Virginia-based nonprofit organization. It's called Power Safe Place Resource Center Virginia, Inc. Power Safe Place provides resources and a safe place for Virginia LGBTQAI community and other marginalized communities. Mya enjoys road trips, trying new restaurants, a good laugh, and meeting like-minded people. Mya will fit right at home here with the Refuel family. So without further ado, let's invite our sister on, Mya.
Hey, Mya.
Hi guys, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great, just wonderful.
Good.
Welcome to Refuel, Mya. Thank you for being our guest.
Of course.
So why don't you tell us? So we read a bio, right? But why don't you just tell the Refuel family a little bit more about yourself?
Gosh, where do I begin? So I'm from Washington, D.C. My husband and I, who is also transgender, we moved to a rural area in Virginia. And, while we was here, we were looking for resources for ourselves, of course, because we were like, we're not driving all the way to D.C. That's just too far. That's almost 2 hours away. So, as we were looking for resources for the LGBTQ community, we're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe like they literally have nothing out here. And we were finding ourselves having to go to DC, drive to other Virginia areas. And, I just said to my husband kind of jokingly, like, you know what, we're going to open up shop. We're going to open our own thing. If they don't want us here, we're going to come here, with our guns blazing, and so, my husband and I, we were just talking, and then I just woke up. That was probably like on a weekend. I woke up like on a Monday, and I just got to work. I was on the computer, like, no, we're doing this. We're going. Let me, and then next thing you know, here's our organization, and here we are. And, I've been so grateful to like network and meet some of the community out here. And I mean, these girls and guys out here, they're amazing. And like, I'm just really looking forward to, moving forward.
That's so good. That's such a powerful intro into how you got started. Tell us about the work. Like, how was the work involved in building relationships to get your business, to get this great resource in Virginia? Is this Richmond, Virginia, or is this where exactly? What part of Virginia are you all in?
No, so we're not as far as Richmond, but we're near Winchester.
Yeah.
Winchester. So we're up that way near Winchester and Lorraine. Yeah.
So the northern part, or the western part, correct?
It's sort of western, yeah, I guess southwest, but yes, it is western, going that way. Yeah. So you see a lot of yeah, exactly. You see a lot of Trump posters, and you get a lot of all that going on. But surprisingly, it wasn't as bad as I thought against the LGBTQ community. I thought that they would be a lot more against it, but they're not. Come to find out, they're more accepting than I thought.
Oh, so support.
Yeah, I know. Now I don't know how they feel about Black people, but they're not that bad.
No, that I'm sure that's a difference.
Fair, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's a good start. But I mean, networking and everything. I mean, networking, it just depends on the person, because this is a community that I'm in. I knew a lot of people. My husband and I, we've been on television before. We did a show on MTV, so that got us pretty popular. We're working on another television project as well, that's going to be a bigger project. So we're really excited about that. And so we're getting popular just from doing like podcasts like these with you guys, like we're doing all types of things in the community. So we're meeting more people.
Good.
I did have a mentor though in Washington, D.C. Her name is Ruby Corrado. She has a program that's similar to the one that I'm, operating under. And she's absolutely amazing. She kind of taught me everything I know about the ropes. I mean, everything to know about the nonprofit area. And so it's been pretty easy so far. But it's a lot of paperwork. People go into it and they say, oh, I want to start a nonprofit. Let me do this. Let me do that. No, it's not that simple, because you definitely have to, what do they say? Cross your T's and dot your I's and get all that going. Then you have to get out into the community. Then you have to raise money. Then you got to do the paperwork. Then you have to this. Then you have to that. So it's a lot. It's a lot. And, I've been in corporate America for 20 years now. So I kind of know my way around moving papers. So yeah, that part was pretty easy.
Very powerful, very, very, very powerful. What a great example. We're celebrating Women's Month or Herstory Month. And so this is actually just awesome for you to come and share. Tell us a little bit about like what resources you actually, I know on your site you have a ton of lists, but what are some of the main ones that your agency supports out in the community?
So we're still in development. We're a new nonprofit. So it takes, because of COVID, it sort of messed everything up. I mean, including funding. I mean, funding's really limited. One of the programs that we're trying to run immediately is a homeless shelter. We're trying to get that up and running. So we're getting funding for that. But some of the things that we're doing now as far as, hitting the ground running is, we're providing condoms, we're providing lubrication, we're providing job readiness programs. Like I help different individuals, do their resumes, get jobs, basically to try to get the transgender community off the streets and not have, them in dangerous situations, prostituting. We're trying to get those HIV numbers down, all sorts of things. We're giving clothes, we're giving toiletries, we've been providing some, limited financial support. We've been providing hotel vouchers, because the main thing is I've always had a passion for homelessness, and I just want to get people off the streets and get them in a safer environment. In this town that we live in, it's so small, and the poverty level is very high, and it's nothing to do out here besides do drugs, drink, and have sex, and so that's going to keep the numbers up, everywhere you turn. I mean, the drug rates go up, the sex go up, the HIV rates go up, the STDs, STIs go up. So one of the things that we're really trying to do is just be just an advocate, and just help people out, because a lot of people just don't know. And that's what we're finding, people just don't know. They don't know how to move forward. They don't know what to do. They're not at home with their parents, or their family have limited education, and we're from the big city. We're from Washington, D.C. So we're like, look, this is what you need to do. This is how we're going to get this done. Let's do it. And they're like, oh my gosh, I never thought of this, so we're just trying to, just reach areas that other people couldn't do for themselves, pretty much.
Yeah, that's powerful. That is powerful.
Good work.
Right.
Thank you.
Take it to this area, right? And whatever, all of the experience that you all have from, you said the big city like Washington, D.C., and take it out to Western Virginia, which can be challenging. I think that's admirable. Congratulations for the work that you have done. We believe that the funding and the increase that you need will come. Yeah. So thank you so much. So if you, what's your 30-second elevator pitch, right? So you have folks watching right now that perhaps can donate to your organization. What's your selling pitch?
Gosh, you putting me on a spot. I don't have no pitch ready.
Come on, you got a nonprofit, girl. You gotta always have a pitch ready.
Always gotta get that money.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, primarily, the way that I reach people is just being myself, down to earth, talking to people like I'm gonna talk to my family. And the bottom line is, they're not giving money out here. They're not providing anything to the LGBTQ community. They're not providing anything to the African American community. Like I said, you see a whole bunch of Trump flags, flying in the air out here. And so we don't have any opportunity out here. And, anyone who everybody has gay people in their family, LGBTQ, trans people, whatever, someone, you love someone, and so pretty much what we're doing here is just trying to find a safe space, a safe haven. We're trying to get people off the streets. We're trying to reduce the risk of HIV. We're trying to reduce the risk of STDs, and we can't do it by ourselves. There's no federal funding. We always get the tail end of it, so with your help, that's how we're going to get it done.
That's good. That's good. That's good. No doubt. And it's our hope that people would reach out and provide. I mean, anything that Refuel, Unity Fellowship Church of Baltimore, and Unity Fellowship Church movement can do, let us know. Reach back to us. I probably drive through your city as I'm going home. I've been home maybe three times, I think, and driven down 85, and I do see the Trump signs and the Make America Great Again. So I can only imagine what that may look like as an adversary to the work that you're trying to do. Have you come across any of those pushback areas?
Of course. I won't mention any names, but there are some high profile people, in politics, I'll say, in Virginia who, they don't return your calls, they don't return your emails, they don't return your letters, and I've never been the type to sort of, go kicking in doors and banging. I'm not that aggressive type of person. You have a lot of organizations out here who are those pit bulls, and I appreciate them, because that's hard work. Mm-hmm. I mean, those are the people who are getting on the ground and laying down in front of cars and getting arrested and, doing those things. And it's all to support all of our missions, and so people look at those type of organizations and say, oh my gosh, they're too aggressive. But no, I thank them. Because just like with the Black movement, the African American movement, I mean, you had those people, Rosa Parks, who's, fighting for our rights, and we wouldn't be where we are if people didn't fight for us. So I'm not that type of person, but I'm definitely recruiting some pit bulls that can get it done for us, to help out. And then I have a full-time job, I'm a federal employee full-time. So I have to be mindful of things that I'm doing and where I'm going. So and just make sure there's no conflicts there. So
because what we can't do is get locked up as federal employees.
Oh no, baby, we definitely can't. We can't lose our clearance. No. We ain't doing that. Let me tell you something. It took hard for this Black trans woman to get in the position she's in the federal government, and we ain't losing it.
Amen. Because that's a whole nother assignment on its own in the federal government, right? Because there's not a lot of openly trans persons out there that are out there advocating, standing up. So I applaud you for both of those positions that you're in. So yeah, like it is another area where you have to constantly be in and face the challenges. So you're doing. Yeah. I feel like that's kind of like you're doing that at work as well as you're doing that as your advocacy program or relationships with the community. So tell me this. So tell me, how do you balance the two? How do you balance work? How do you balance? Where you going there, Johnson?
Yeah, you're spot on. Go there. Spot on. Go there. Yep.
So how do you balance? And I appreciate you naming federal government, because that's, again, is another area where we have to make changes at. That's a whole nother story. So tell me, how are you balancing that, your nonprofit and family and self-care?
Ooh, Lord, and other stuff. So, oh my gosh, by the grace of God, whoever your God is, whoever you praying to, by the grace of that, that's how I'm doing it. My husband is absolutely amazing. I mean, let me tell you guys, I would not be able to do it without him. And when you ask me how am I balancing it, that's how I'm balancing it, because he picks up the pieces. It's so many areas that, that aren't my strengths, and he definitely picks the ball up where I drop it, and vice versa. We're an excellent team. So that's how we're doing it. And I don't know. I wake up every morning and I'm like, what can I be doing today? It's laying around and sitting around ain't cutting it. You have all these people who are out here dying. COVID done affect so many different people, families. And so it's like all those people who are now in graves, I mean, they would just love to be alive and just doing something. So I look at that as motivation and say, get your ass up and get it done. Get up and do something, and I'm definitely one of those people that like to come with a solution and not have just a bunch of problems, because I see problems. Yeah, I see problems all over the place. I tell my husband all the time, look, don't come to me with no problems unless you got a solution to follow, and I live by that, and so that's how I'm doing it. My husband is amazing, and yeah, it's tough. It's definitely tough. Thankfully, the kids are getting older, so, that helps as well.
How old are your children?
So I have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old.
Okay.
Yep. They're driving us nuts.
I did troll your website and they are absolutely adorable. They are.
Thank you. Thank you.
Such a beautiful family. You're such a beautiful family.
So
go on, Sean. What you gonna say?
No, I was saying that was awesome. That really is good. I mean, they really are.
Yes. So you started this. So tell us a little bit about like what. So was there an experience in your life that made you say, I need to create this space to be that safe haven for folks?
Well, definitely. I mean, growing up different, growing up not necessarily knowing who I am fully, thinking that I'm this, thinking I'm that, getting in the streets and, meeting certain people who could have taken me left. I didn't go that way, but, it could have went really ugly. I've seen people, go a different way. I sort of just wanted to be a mentor to a lot of people. That's sort of what started to get it brewing, and then again, coming out here to this area and realizing there wasn't out here, I was like, okay, something has to give, and I'm like, there we go again. I'm not going to come with a problem without a solution. So I said, okay, we're going to create something. Let's just do it. I mean, if all these people are doing, my mentor, she was homeless at one point. She had nothing. She's an immigrant, here. And I'm like, if she can do it, I can do it. And she would tell me all the time, she said, if I can do it, you can do it. And, that sort of kept me going. And so that's pretty much what precipitated the drive to get the organization started.
Wonderful. So a lot of people would look at your marriage and look at your family and sit in a judgment place. And so how are you all like changing the norms, right? So not how are you all changing the norms, but like I'm trying to think of mine.
I understand.
Right. I think the question would be like, how would you want to define that? Like,
So help. So people watching this, it could be anybody watching that don't, says, how, right? So how? Tell us how it's possible.
So we have absolutely heard it all. I mean, so much stuff concerning my husband and I have gone viral, and we've absolutely heard it all. They're like, why did you transition to be with this person, that person? So y'all are straight? Are you gay? Are you this? Are you that? And I mean, one thing that we just tell people, I mean, look, this is the new normal. It's not about, a gender. It's not about a this. It's not about a that. We're a family. That's all that matters. There's a woman in the household. There's a man in the household. There's children. We both live respectable lives, and I mean, that's the bottom line. I think that people just get so wrapped up into what's happening in the bedroom because they want to envision it. They want to, in their mind, they have to envision, well, what are they doing? How does it go down? Like, get out of your damn perverted mind. It doesn't matter. If you're interested, then just say, hello, how are you? I'm interested. My husband and I, we're very open, when it comes to communicating with people. And if you have a question, just ask us. We're either going to tell you, that's too personal, or we're going to answer it. But I think that people just get so wrapped up into the sex, you know, and they don't see it like we're people. You know, we're two individuals that fell in love, and that's all that matters. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, I understand some of the questions because it's not the norm, what they call the norm, and you know, people are inquisitive. You know, I mean, it's some stuff in this trans lifestyle that I'm inquisitive about. So I can understand that people have questions. You know, but the hate is just what I don't understand. But like I tell people, like I tell some of my clients, you know, people are going to hate on you whether you're skinny, whether you're fat, whether you're black, you're white, you're this, you're that. And I'm using fat because that's, you know, how derogatory people speak. But, you know, people are going to just say whatever regardless. So you can't live for people. You know, we weren't created to live for anyone else or their way of life. You know, those same people, do you think that they're asking you, hey, Mya, is it okay if we do this in our household? No. So I'm damn sure not going to be worried about, you know, them worried about what I'm doing, you know. The same thing with, yeah, in your family. You know, you have family members who are, oh, they're gay or they're trans. Not in my family, but I'm just saying in general, you have family members who care. But do you think those family members go to you and say, how do you feel about me marrying this guy? How do you feel about me doing this with my kids? So why the hell should I come to you because I'm different than what you are? No, we're not doing that.
Not doing that, right? So just pay attention that it's the new norm. I love that, right? It's the new norm. It's we're not going to hide. We are here. We are creating families. We're having children. That's brilliant. Sean, I know you got a question.
Yeah, so it sounds like you've reached this level of awareness where you get to share and articulate exactly what you know, how you're feeling, how your family is. I love how you framed this in terms of, you know, we do us, you know, it's a new norm. How did you reach that place of identity? How did you get to where you are and be able to affirm who you are, your whole and your family? Like how, like what drove that, and how did you get there?
You know, I've just kind of always been, you know, like, look, this is what I want to do. You know, it took a long time. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like, this is nothing that I just woke up and say, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is who I am. I mean, this was years in the making. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I'm 38 years old and this did not come easy. I mean, you know, there was a lot of back and forth. You know, there was a lot of confusion. There was a lot of, well, am I this? Am I that? You know, within myself. You know, and one thing I want to, before we get off here, before I forget, one thing I want to put out there is for transgender individuals, I just want all the transgender individuals to think about this, that when you transition, you're transitioning for everybody. You know, this isn't a transition just for yourself.
That's good.
So you have to be respectful of everyone around you. You have to be patient with everyone around you. You're not transitioning, you know, for yourself. You know, your mom has to transition. Your dad has to transition. Your friends, people in the workplace, everyone is transitioning with you, you know. And so I get a lot of, you know, clients and transgender individuals that I know, they go into it and they're like, call me this, no, F them, and da-da-da-da, and they all moody and attitudey. But no, you're transitioning for everyone around you, and we have to understand that. And it took me a long time to appreciate that and understand that and think about that. And the one thing that did it is when I had my own children, because I had to then place myself in, you know, my mom's position. And I'm like, okay, if my kids were to transition, how would that make me feel? You know, and I think that was the one thing that sort of said, shit, I've been doing it wrong all these years, you know, because you've been calling someone something for 20, 30 years. You've been addressing them a certain way. This has been your son or this has been your daughter. And now they just want you to just, boom, call me something different and do something different. It's not that simple. You know, as a transgender person, we've been transitioning for 10, 20 years mentally and physically and emotionally. But we expect someone to just wake up overnight and transition. No, it doesn't work that easy. So to answer your questions, I know that was
can
long.
You stop? Wait, can you park right there? I just want to take that in because that is very powerful. I've never heard it said like that. There's always struggle and acceptance around the acknowledgement, the And I've been on this. I've been on the other side of messing up and taking the heat, and not it being intentional. And for you to say that, and I know this is just you. This is how you feel, and I hear that. I just never heard a trans person that has ever framed it that way, that recognized that the transition does not just happen for me, but it happens for everyone that's around me, that's connected to me. Very powerful, Mya. Right. Listen, we could write a book on that. Like you,
that is, because it's spot on, right? And
oh my goodness,
it's one of those things where someone who does misgender, you know, I watched a video just the other day where someone explained, it's like, if you misgender, like, just apologize, just say, hey, I'm sorry. Like, but naturally we're like, oh no, my bad. Like, I know you identify as she, like, oh, but it's one of those things where to have that level of awareness, Mya, and be able to truly understand and meet people where they are, that for folks, you said you're 38, right? And so whenever you start transitioning, that it was a process for everybody that knew you previously. And being able to hold what we talk about, and I don't know if it was Sam or Jamie, Reverend Sam or Reverend Jamie, who talked about holding to both ends. So Mya was and Mya is, and then being able to hold it, that was just so beautiful. And I appreciate you so much for empowering the people that come across your desk and you meet with to sit at that place. Like,
yeah, because it invites them to be okay with working through it. It's not, what I hear you saying is, I'm not going to force you. I want to walk with you. I want to be in it with you. And I can take that one clip, just that one piece, and we're going to bleep that out. We're going to play that like every other Friday.
Exactly. Right? Because it's just like, that was beautifully said. Yeah. Like, people just need to get that and be okay with it. Like, girl,
you always like that?
You need to create a whole workshop just for that, and let us attend, because that's amazing. So our pastor's on the line, and he said, do you have a faith community, with a question, and then we welcome you to UFCB. So on behalf of our pastor and the Unity Fellowship Church of Baltimore, we want to support you all from a faith perspective. If that ever comes up in your project plan, or you're looking to reconcile some things with God and trans and God and gay, Unity Fellowship Church of Baltimore wants to be there with you all to help unpack and navigate that.
Thank you. No, I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and just to be a support system, just to be able to have a safe place to come and worship with.
Yeah.
You are remarkable, a woman of blazing in 2021, making a difference, changing how people think, changing how people see themselves, and it's very it is an honor to have you close our Refuel in terms of celebrating women this month. It's just absolutely powerful. You are amazing, and we hope that this does not become the only time you come to share with us on Refuel. We would love to have you back.
Of course. Call me, let me know.
Absolutely. And if there's anything that you have going on that you want us to spotlight, or if you want some eyes on, if you need some pit bulls, because there's a lot of us in Unity Fellowship Church of Baltimore. I tell you that. I mean, we can get on the line.
That's right. We can get on the line. We can make calls. We can. You
gotta come through your way to get home. So,
okay.
If there's anything that we can do, anything that Unity Fellowship Church of Baltimore can provide, our movement can provide, whatever support in Virginia that you may need, we are here for you.
Thank you.
So we want to remind everybody again, the website is, there we go, www.powersafeplace.org. Click donate if you can. Share the website with your friends, even if they're not in that Virginia area. If you have folks that are looking for a resource that just needs information, send them over to Power Safe Place. Mya, as we close, is there any final remarks that you would like to share?
No, I just want to thank you guys for allowing me to utilize your platform, to get us out there and just to hear my story. I want to thank my husband, You know, he's amazing. And that's it. And just all the people out there, thank you for listening, and open your minds up. Open your minds up. You know, don't be so closed-minded. You know, we gotta get past this, stick together, you know, and let's just do it. Let's live. Let's just be
Amen.
be free.
Be free
Let's
and be
live,
loving, right?
do it, be
Yeah.
free.
Yeah.
We're gonna our pastor again. We'd love to have you and your children celebrate with us in June. So we'll check your calendars
Children's Month,
as
yeah.
we celebrate Children's Month, and we celebrate Pride Month. So we're gonna take you out to the green room. Rob and I were closed, but we'd love for you to hang around just for a couple minutes, just for us to again give our personal thanks.
Sure, of course.
Thank you.
I'll see you in a few. Listen, you know how I feel. We could have gone on for another hour. I was looking at the time, I was like, oh, what? Is it 7 o'clock already? I mean, 8 o'clock already? Well, 7 o'clock for me. I felt like there was just I wanted to dig deeper. It was so good. What a powerful example of how our community rocks into a state such as Virginia and able to dig into the dirt in the ground and build this resource for the community. Amazing. On
her website, it says, support us and change the course of someone's life today, right? And I agree with you, Sean. Like, going to that part of Virginia and being able to start this in a pandemic, not a lot of funding, having these are my words of my interpretation of what she said, but being, not being aggressive and being kind of meek and mild mannered, and but still amazingly being that resource for people. That's really what we need, right? We need people who are willing to push that envelope, and that's what Mya and her husband are doing. And so I'm so excited for the work that the work that they're doing, and what we were able to expose here on Refuel tonight.
Yeah, and I want to give a big shout out to our own Ashton for inviting Mya to come join us. We had this planned about a month ago that we definitely wanted to dedicate this show to the trans women, to ensure that they are included as we celebrate women. And Mya stepped up and was like, "Here it is." And I want her to be a friend in my head. I always say that, but I know it's going to happen. Like, I want her to be a friend to our show because we need women like her to tell it, because we tell it from a different lens from the experience, but in terms of what we see and what we experience, but she can tell it from being in it. And so absolutely love it. Absolutely.
And we want to get her husband Kennedy on here
absolutely
at some point. Like, so what I appreciate was he was setting her up before we went live, right? He was like, listen, let me get these lights right. And so just appreciate the partnership that they have, right? And she talked about, I think you asked, like, how does she do it, right? She talked about her husband being amazing. Y'all two are funny. And she talked about her husband being amazing. And so, what we always will do here on Refuel, and what we promote in Unity Fellowship Church of Baltimore, is just showing our lives, right? It is natural you can be same gender loving, you can be trans identified and have a family, right? And I love the fact, like, I do have grievance that it's been my family's decision not to show our boys' faces online, but I love to see the example. Like, her family is absolutely beautiful. And so again, thank you. If you can, please go to her website, reach out to her. If you don't have
it's right there.
I can't. Okay, there it is. There it is. There it is. Even if you don't have the finances to donate right now, I don't know if you can just send her a message on the site. Use her contact us page and just show her so much support. And if you have resources that could help them, then just do that. Even if you don't have the money, but we want to show them so much support and appreciation. They are running 7 days a week, right? And so we know that takes a lot. Talked about the hotel vouchers, right? So just show support.
Yeah, dope.
Amazing. Well, I love you.
I love you too. I'm gonna try and stream Mr. LaShawn's concert tomorrow, so be out on the look for it on my site.
Yes. Well,
I might try to take it from his website too. But yeah, like, check us out.
Yeah.
So I will see you next week.
I know. But we will, so we talked about self-care and we want to promote that, right? So we've been.
Oh, by the way, don't think I didn't notice your new cup. Ashton, you see how she did us, Jerome? You see.
So here it is. Listen, we're trying out a couple different things for merchandise, right? So you see that what Sean has was my first edition of the cup, and I did the wrap around, but the logo wasn't long enough to wrap, so you got a lot of open space. So this is the second rendition of the wrap, right? So it's the first one, and then on the back it says hashtag the Revs are in. So we're getting our merch ready, and then by May, and I never do this, and so if I'm putting it out there, we're gonna make it happen. So by May, we will have a store up so people can go online and purchase. Yes, May. And so listen, our production manager is having a procedure on next week.
Not a procedure; it's a major surgery. Like it is. Yes, go ahead. Because
having major surgery.
Thank you.
He's going under the knife. So y'all pray, as my aunt would say, y'all pray the doctor's hands steady.
Yes.
And so
this is next level, and I'm so excited for him.
It's next level, so excited for him. So listen, make sure Ashton Peterson, you say his name, call healing, fast healing, that everything will go well during the procedure. We love you so much, man. And we are here for you. We have our marching orders on what to do.
He only been getting us together for the last 2 months. Like, y'all going to
get us together. So on Wednesday.
You remember how to do this? You remember how to do that? We've gotten so comfortable because somebody else took over. It's just it was a gift in this time for this brother to just step up to the plate and take some things off our plate that we were doing. And we've elevated with him our entire platform and how we show up, our presence. And it is because of him that we've been able to get some of our ideas out, and some of his ideas is creativity. He, on March 31st, will have this surgery. It's actually Transgender Day of Visibility. So what an amazing day for him to go to the next level of his transition. So we're just excited for him. And we hope on March 31st and after that, you'll check in on him. He'll be, healing for, I think, a couple of weeks. And but he'll be back stronger and ready and pumped up about it. So
y'all know Sean really only gave him a week off, right? So again, we expect him to be running the show. Like so while we're resting on the second, it's truly because we're giving him some rest. But by the 9th, we expect him to be behind that computer and shifting things.
First of all, let's keep it real. I come out of my mouth on a lot of things. I have a lot of ideas, and they will me in all the time. So I get it. So yeah, he gets to take off 2 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks.
So listen,
he don't have leave. Look, he don't have no leave for the rest of the weeks.
So
we love you, man. We love you
so much. We love you so much. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Also,
go to the website for Mya Power. Go to that website. It is powersafeplace.org. Hit that donate button. We want to make sure that we ring in donations for that. Okay. We love you. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Hashtag the Revs are in.
Hashtag the Revs are in.
I love you. Kiss the kids goodbye.
Thank you all very much for joining us tonight.
Johnson, kiss the baby squad.
So yes, it's our show.
I love you too, and we're going to get to do this again next week.
Have a good night, everybody.
Hey, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Shout it up. Subscribe to our Facebook. Get on, subscribe. Here it is.
Right there.
Go to UFC Baltimore.
Catch you